Welcome to the SnoWest Show. I'm Ryan Harris. I'm joined here today with Justin Stevens and Broc Genta. Bruce Kerbs is supposed to be here, but who knows where he's at. He was out. He's literally out riding.
He went snowmobiling.
Snowmobiling.
I knew he wouldn't make it back.
Smoked an A-arm 2 days ago and had to go out for vengeance, right?
That was awesome. Yeah, he did.
What did he say today? Now he's leaking antifreeze somewhere?
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Somebody in the group was leaking antifreeze. Who knows? So, but you were there when he smoked the A-arm.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
What did he do?
He was following me.
Trying.
Yeah, trying to follow me, and then he smoked an A-arm.
You got one of those "Don't Follow Me" shirts.
No, I don't have one of those.
Your A-arm won't make it. Don't follow me.
Your Polaris A-arm will not make it. He was on the boost actually, and we were gonna trade. Like we just.
So you didn't get direct boost?
Not very long before we'd stopped, and he's like, "Yeah, let's make this pole, and then get up on top of the saddle, and then we'll switch." And we didn't make it to the saddle. Well, he didn't.
Well, we'll call him. We'll let Bruce Kerbs call in later. We got a special guest coming up. Today's show is just about Arctic Cat's release, the 858 surprise release. We'll get into that in just a second. First, though, the SnoWest Show is brought to you by Polaris Snowmobiles. Polaris Pro and Chaos RMKs are engineered for three things. You guys know what those are? You remember those bullet points? Instant lift, effortless control, and immediate response.
Immediate response.
There you go. Those three things. Engineered to get up on top of the snow and just move forward. We've spent a lot of time with the engineering team, and back when Marty Sampson was involved and in charge, and that was his focus was how do you make this machine, no matter what it weighs, it's the lightest in the class, but no matter what it weighs, how do you get it to get on top of snow and go forward rather than sink and cut in?
I'd say they're one of the best.
I'd say they've done a really good job, especially when they had the 2.6 track when that came out.
Yeah.
That was really good setup. Check out the 850 RMK now in stock at your local Polaris dealer. You can probably pick up a Boost or a 9R as well. I'm guessing there's a few of those.
I'm thinking there's some holdovers still.
But man, there are some smoking deals on 850s.
Yes, there are.
I heard even for a 24, maybe it was a 23, brand new 850 RMK, like 12.5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Action. I heard it on Action.
I was just at Action.
That was on the radio station. And we got a new sponsor for the show, located in Big Sky, Montana, and only 5 minutes away from Buck Ridge and Carrot Basin. You ever been to Carrot Basin?
I have been to Carrot Basin.
That's good riding up there, Big Sky area.
It's not far from Cabin Creek. Yeah.
The 320 Guest Ranch offers lodging and accommodations. For your next snowmobiling trip, pack up your gear and rent a single cabin for yourself or a large cabin with a full kitchen for you and your friends. The 320 Guest Ranch is a great place to call home for your next adventure. Should probably figure out how to get a hold of these guys. I can't.
That wasn't in your script, huh?
I didn't put that in my script. Probably should have put that. 320ranch.com. You can book. You can see what dates are available. Yeah, look at that. 320 Guest Ranch right off Gallatin Road.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Up there in the Big Sky area. Yeah, thank you to 320 Guest Ranch for coming on the show. So, like we said, though, Arctic Cat released its 2025 sleds already, and that was a surprise. Like they sent out Monday, sent out an email with the embargo, the stuff you got to sign and send back to them. Say sign this, send this back, and we're gonna send you information on the 25s, and we're gonna release them like this Friday.
Huh.
I was like, oh, all right, but I wasn't around a printer, so I didn't get it sent back. Tuesday morning, Donna emails me right off the bat in the morning. She's like, hey, I got everybody else's embargo but yours. I'm ready to send this stuff. So I come in, print it out, send it off to her. She sends me the link, all the pictures and everything. I'm like, okay, I'll deal with that later because the embargo is not till Friday. 5 minutes later, sends out an email. Early release. Post it now. Go ahead. Everything's out there. So I was like, all right, drop everything. Get everything posted. Obviously, it's high reader interest, though. Like, people are going crazy about that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably not a bad time. I wondered why they did it so quickly and so early, but I don't know if the cat was getting out of the bag.
Well, Arctic Cat has switched over to doing these releases earlier than anybody else.
Yeah.
And so you've got people, and I imagine some of them work at dealerships. They're probably sitting there with their hands up, like, I haven't even sold this year's sleds, and you're releasing the 25s. Like, what in the world? I like it though. I think you get this stuff out there as soon as you can.
Yeah.
People get excited about it.
Well, and with the 825, I mean, I'm guessing, or 858, I'm guessing that they I mean, yes, the 858. I just
There's so
shorted
many
them some
numbers out there.
Well, they probably. I mean, I think people knew it was coming, or were hoping it was coming at least, and so maybe it's not as big a release as something new as far as new designs, it's a whole new sled that I think people kind of were hoping would have come out last year. Yeah. Honestly, so maybe
I think
it's a good.
I think it's fine. When you look around the industry, you don't see a dealer sitting with a whole bunch of new Arctic Cats sitting around. So I don't think you're going to have a ton of sleds that dealers are sitting on that they're going to blow out and I guess ruin the market.
Right.
So,
yeah, and I think it's a good idea to release early, especially when nobody knows it's coming, because nobody is talking about any other brand right now.
Right.
We're talking about the new cats, and when everybody waits till the end of February, early March, you've got all the brands with their new stuff out there, and yeah, you can shop around and like compare, but nobody's talking about anybody else's 25 stuff.
Yeah,
Arctic Cat kind of stole the show with that.
I thought maybe they just got tired of there not being any snow and figured, why wait? We'll just skip 2024. We'll go straight to 2025.
Maybe, but we're gonna jump ahead here. We've got a special guest. We got somebody who's ridden the 858 and been involved in the development process. Todd Tupper is part of the R&D team up at Arctic Cat. He works in Island Park. They have a Western facility where they just work on the mountain sleds. Spend a lot of time in the hills there. Todd is a former pro snowcross racer. He races pro hill climb. His son Trace races pro hill climb. Todd knows his way around sleds. Phenomenal mountain rider. We're going to give him a call and he's an Arctic Cat guy, Arctic Cat employee, but he's ridden the 858. And we'll try to get Dave McClure on later, but I think he's out on the snow right now. So anyway, we're gonna dial up. All right, Todd Tupper, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. Hey, we've got you on the show here. You're live. You got Justin Stevens and Broc Genta here, part of the SnoWest team. You guys know them.
Yep.
Oh yeah. How's it going, gentlemen?
I've been on the hill with Todd. Actually,
multiple times.
We worked together a little bit.
So. Yeah. You two are Arctic Cat alum.
Yeah, Arctic Cat alum.
You guys go to all the corporate parties and Christmas parties and hang out together and reunions.
I didn't see Todd at a ton of the corporate parties and stuff. It seemed like he was always in Island Park working. They had him working on sleds. So
that's right. We never got to go to any cool parties.
Well, man. So Todd, you're part of the R&D team up there for Arctic Cat. You work in Island Park. Arctic Cat's one of the. Oh shoot, you guys have a mountain engineering facility. Some of the other brands don't have that, so it really goes to show how much time and effort and focus Arctic Cat puts into mountain sleds, deep snow sleds, Western stuff. Like you guys can ride from the shop and within a mile be on a mountain.
Yeah, for sure. I think we have a great advantage over a lot of the other manufacturers.
Yeah, for sure. So we wanted to get you on because you've ridden the 858. This release was kind of sprung on everybody. Definitely sprung on us sooner than we expected it to be. They let us know Monday that it was coming, and then Tuesday or Wednesday morning they were just like, "Yeah, go for it. It's released. Post away."
Perfect.
But
let people see it.
Yeah, definitely. So you've ridden it though. We wanted to get some feedback from somebody who's spent some time on it, and you've been on it for a couple of years now. Tell us about this
we
mower.
started right on mid last season. The chassis obviously is great. They handle really well. The 600 did a great job. And now with the 858, the power is back. It's smooth. And they just go. So I'm excited. This year now we have snow and really get some deep snow testing with them.
Yeah, we were a little bummed about that because the media was supposed to come up and ride Monday, and they canceled that event. So don't be surprised if we just kind of knock on the back door there.
Knock on the back door. Give me a heads up for sure.
We know where you are. We're gonna come find you.
Well, we'll shoot you a text so you can hide the good stuff. But yeah,
for sure.
We'll be sneaking up there for sure. So how does the 858 compare to the 800 C-Tech?
You can definitely tell there's more power there. I don't really how to describe it, arm wrenching or whatnot, but the power is really smooth, The delivery's nice. So I think they're going to do really, really well.
Is it more bottom end? Does the power come on differently than the 800?
They definitely have a lot better bottom end to them. They're super responsive. And you can feel, like when the raves open, the power valves open, it just seems like it catches another gear and they really get going.
Because this is not, a lot of people have been saying in the comments that this is just kind of a punched out version of the 600. It's not. Like, this is a
Not at all.
New motor
It's
from the ground up.
Complete ground up. Yep.
Does not share the same exhaust valve system, does not share
Nope.
anything with that 600.
Yeah, anything at all. It's complete brand new. Case, crank, obviously the exhaust valves. So cylinder design, head design, everything. It's complete redesign.
So what about kind of mid-range top end? Does this thing have a lot longer legs than an 800?
That's a good question because I've really not gone out and raced it against one of our 800s lately, but I would say yes. I mean, they're going to go pretty well.
So what does it feel like tight technical tree riding? Like where is this thing the strongest? Is it just responsive?
Everywhere.
And
I mean, they're super responsive, so in and out of the tree is going to be a lot quicker.
Hey Todd, how does it feel compared to 600 as far as the weight goes? We really like the 600 and how predictable it was and how easy it was to take through the trees. This 858 felt a lot like that 600 as far as maneuverability.
Even better yet, lighter, the motor's lower, and the chassis just handles that much better than the 6. So, because the 6 uses still the kind of the old motor plate per se.
Oh, okay.
And then this motor was completely designed around this chassis, so it's even lower in the chassis than what the 600 is.
how much lower would you say?
Not real sure. I think it's like 3/4 of an inch. So, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is.
I was trying to remember from when we were in Minnesota and they took us to the engine facility. They said something about weight, like this motor is lighter than the 600.
It's lighter than the 600 motor, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember by how much?
I want to say somewhere around 3 pounds.
Yeah, I was thinking a few pounds.
It's quite a bit.
So you got significantly more power. You've got a lighter package.
Lighter weight.
Sits lower in the chassis, so you got lower CG, and that's the big advantage of the Catalyst right there is just how low the motor and how low the center of gravity is.
Yeah,
just such a tight package.
And now with all this new snow, we rode all day yesterday, and it was pretty sweet. They just float through the stuff.
God, man, we need to get up there. Yeah, we will be up there soon.
You're gonna have
Don't worry about that.
to have a sick day, Ryan.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to. Talk to us about how that new power valve system works. You pretty familiar with
I'm
that?
not real versed of it. No, that's more of a question for like Alan Peck or somebody like that deals with the motor stuff way more than I do. But
do you feel it though when you're riding it? Like, can you tell a difference?
oh yeah, yep. You can tell when it
Describe how that
opens
feels.
up. Well, like I said, like grabbing a complete other gear, the whole tone of the motor changes the sound. So yeah, you can definitely tell when it comes on.
So how different is the clutch spec that you've got on this 858 versus the 800 C-Tech?
They're pulling more weight for sure. But again, that's really not my department, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but we're still running the same clutches that we ran on the others, so but definitely the cow's a little different.
So you've been on the 165 3-inch.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit. The 165 versus the 154 3-inch.
Well, it was kind of funny. Yesterday we were up riding and we're cruising up through what we call Bart's Hill, and it's nice open side. And David McClure was with us, and he was on the 154, and I could just totally reel him in and pass him.
Really?
So, oh yeah, so the 165 definitely gets it for sure.
Is that just because it's getting up on top of the snow better, or what?
Yeah, it's just moving that much more snow.
Because that Catalyst is such a compact platform. Like it's
Yeah,
physically smaller than everything else out there.
yeah, for sure.
So,
Weaves through the trees very nicely.
so they didn't have to make any other really chassis adjustments for that motor other than where it sits in the engine compartment. Is that right?
Yeah, yep,
Well, when they built the bulkhead for this Catalyst, they had this 858 spec in mind, right? And then they adapted the old 600
yes,
to
Oh,
it
okay.
and made it
So it was
fit.
really built for the 858.
Yeah, kind of retrofit the
yeah,
600 in it.
correct.
Nice.
Because there was a point where you were going to release the Catalyst along with the 858 at the same time, right?
Yeah, correct. Yep,
And then there was kind of a last minute decision to go a year early with the 600.
right.
So
So
what?
they just had to make the 6 fit, which still worked out well.
Yeah, I think it did because it gave you a year of hype and a year of production. Um, you know, you guys sold out when your
Yeah, for
spring
sure.
orders opened up. You sold out in a couple hours. Like definitely a good
Oh yeah,
way to kick
it's
into it.
definitely good. I mean, I've ran into a couple guys that bought Catalysts on the hill the last couple times riding, and pretty much all smiles. Everyone, the two guys that I ran into, just absolutely love their 600.
I mean, there might have been a little bit of disappointment knowing they can't get a bigger sled, but at the same time, it's that much more exciting knowing it's coming. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't think it really hurts
just
you.
to ride a new chassis.
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of people were excited and really weren't too worried about riding a 600
Yeah.
for the first year, which, I mean, the 600's perfectly capable. So,
Yeah, it is, and man, we haven't been able to get Kerbs off the thing.
Yeah, he won't give it up.
He's ridden that thing about daily since we picked it up, since Alan brought it down. Yeah, but we'll get him on here in a bit and get his take on this too. But what do you think about Arctic Cat releasing this early? Like that's pretty abnormal for the industry.
it is abnormal for sure. But there's been a lot of hype about it, a lot of people talking about it. So it's like, why not just release it, get it out there and let people see it and get even more excited about it, and they can head to their dealer and get their money put down.
So if you were going to pick one up for yourself, which model and which track configuration are you going to go with?
I would probably go with the 154 3-inch, and then definitely the G8 display, and then the new 5-position chuck.
So that'd be on the Mountain Cat, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure which model.
Pretty
I
sure
like the
that's
all
Mountain
black and red one the best.
Yeah, that's a good looking setup, but you can't get
yeah.
that new shock on there, right?
Right.
Todd can.
Well, Todd it's a lot of
Todd will
Todd
have whatever
shock.
shock
Oh
he
yes,
wants.
Todd can.
Todd's going to build him a custom one-off.
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
mountain bike over here.
Mine's
going to
be a little different than everyone else's.
Hey Todd, I know this is a question that I know there's a lot of people that listen to this show is going to want me to ask. Why not a dual rail?
Um,
It's all over the comments. Everyone's just saying, bring us a dual rail.
as an option.
Bring
an
it
option.
to
Don't
a-
replace the
you,
Alpha.
You never know.
Don't replace
you
the
never
Alpha.
know. Yeah, no, I think Arctic is aware that they need to do something with the twin rail again. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see something.
I agree with Andy. I think the Alpha is superior in deep snow.
Right.
My take on it is I don't think everybody that's in the market for a mountain sled is in deep snow necessarily, is in the right snow for the Alpha.
Right.
Correct. Yep.
And I think where they can't go out and ride it and try it and get used to it, they're hesitant.
Yeah.
Granted, the catalyst made riding the trails actually better than the old platform with an Alpha rail.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
definitely easier to hit the bomb the trails on the Catalyst.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
Yeah, in my mind, they moved away from the dual rail to make it more maneuverable, more rideable, better in deep snow. And now that they've come out with that Catalyst platform that actually is easier and better to ride, and the chassis works better, maybe they could go back to that dual rail and not really give up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can make room for both suspensions.
Yeah, I think it would go well. I think orders would increase, and I just think it would go well.
Yeah, so do I.
Put
Yep.
that option in the hands of the customer. But you guys have any other questions while we have Todd online? You're probably elbows deep in some belly pan.
I'm actually getting ready to go out right now. So Shay
So
and Alan are waiting for me.
Oh man,
is it just going to take a text for me to head up and ride that this next week or what?
Well, never know.
one day next week we're gonna sneak up there.
Give me a call when we're not on the air.
Oh yeah, sure. All right, Todd Tupper,
Thanks,
Arctic Cat R&D. We appreciate your time hopping on here and talking about the 858 with us.
You bet. No worries. Good talking
Go
to you
ride
guys.
it and go have fun, man.
See you, Todd.
All right. See you guys.
See you.
Bye.
Yeah, so, and you got to bring that question up. You know, you got to talk about Arctic Cat offering a dual rail
I
because
mean, yeah, you look at the comments. I mean, our social media is blowing up with comments, and I want to say 50% of them were talking about, an option for a dual rail,
Yeah.
which I can see where they're coming from. A lot of them get a mountain sled, but they ride on trails a lot. Your Midwest guys, and
Yeah.
Well,
or if you like to jump, or
we put
a lot
that
of
poll
other
on
things,
there,
so.
and that's got over 3,600 people voted on that.
83%
Oh, wow.
would like a dual rail.
That's
That's-
pretty
I
substantial.
mean and I know Andy's response is there's nothing better in deep snow than the Alpha Skid, and I agree with that. But man, you got a lot of people out there that are scared of that thing, unsure about it. I don't know. Just let the customer decide. Build the exact same sled. Stick a dual rail into there, and if you spring order it, you can pick Alpha or dual rail, and
Yeah.
why not?
I think
My opinion.
I think their sales would increase significantly, especially seeing those results. 83%
Yeah, that's
said that they
significant.
would rather have a dual rail over an Alpha.
Well, or just I think the question was, would you like the option of having a dual rail?
Yeah, okay.
And I think that's where it comes in is like, don't replace the Alpha. Like it's a phenomenal skid, and it's built for like crazy deep snow, like last season, like that crap that we were riding all last year.
Yeah.
It was just
That's perfect.
deep snow every 3 days. That's where the Alpha shines.
Yeah.
But that's not every year, and that's not every rider
Yeah.
either. So deep snow is different to different people.
Well, yeah, you got coastal snow. You got people in Washington and Oregon that their snow is hard as a rock in 2 days, and
Yeah.
they'd probably rather have a dual rail.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
I think people like options to some degree.
I'm gonna get Kerbs on here. What'd you say? Did he go skiing?
Skiing.
Oh, that
gotta turn
was
him
you,
on.
Justin. Oh, thanks.
Hello.
See, you did your job
I
there.
did my job.
Kerbs, you're on the air.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Hey, are you headed down here or what?
No,
Yeah, where you at, Bruce? Your Red Bull's sitting
I'm
here
sitting
on
in
the
my-
desk.
you drink it for me, Justin. You need it.
Did you break another A arm or what? How come you didn't make it?
No. It was awesome today. So much snow. We should be podcasting from the top of the mountain.
Well, yeah, we should be, but
I knew you weren't going to make it, so.
yeah, you had no intentions.
I was on time, and then I'm like, there's a ravine. And I'm like, I got to go in it. And then I went in it, and I got stuck. And, yeah, it delayed me about a good 20 minutes.
My wife never understands. Like it's always that's a big surprise. You're late. It's like, well, yeah, but
Yeah.
we turned around on the mountain to be on time. Like we started down the mountain to be on time.
Right.
I don't get credit for
Right.
Yeah.
No, there's no credit anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
that. We had to tow a sled out 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3
Yeah.
weeks ago. We had to tow a sled out, and it was like, oh, we were done riding and we were putting our goggles on and we were going to be out and back to the truck and on time and be on the
Yep.
road, and then this, we ripped a TPMS switch out, or throttle. No, that's tire pressure. We ripped a throttle position sensor, TPS sensor out of a throttle block, and wound up towing a sled out. And she's like, "Yeah, that happens every ride."
Yeah.
Always some excuse.
I know it. I know it. You just smile and let them talk,
So
you can go again the next day.
So you, what happened 2 days ago when you took that arm out?
Well, I went over the bars and hit my shin and laid there and thought, crap. No, just stupid. I knew better on the south slope, carving through the 1.5 powder with no base, So
Shouldn't have followed me, Bruce. Shouldn't have followed me.
Don't follow Broc.
I should have followed Broc. He was on the trail again.
It's always safe down there where the groomer runs.
It is always safe on the groomer trail. Yep. Yep. No, it happens, but for Polaris, it took me about 15 minutes to change that lower A arm, so it was good.
That is the cool part about that design. You can swap those things.
Yeah,
out
I was impressed. I mean, you needed 3 different size sockets, but
You did miss out on a pretty epic day of riding, though.
Well, that's probably why he was out there today to make it up.
Yeah.
I'll have to send you some pictures. It's getting good. So we're supposed to get more.
So what do you
I
think?
hope you guys are ready Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, we're down. Well, actually, we might be somewhere in Island Park while you're looking for where we're at. We might have
I'll come find you.
We might have made some plans without
You
you.
didn't make it down here.
Yeah,
You might have made some plans with someone else.
You missed out. You had to be here.
I got a GPS tracker on Broc because I got to keep track of him for his wife, so I'll know right where you're at.
You slipped a few air tags on Broc over here, going on his truck.
Yep.
Wouldn't surprise
on
me.
a couple of your SnoWest sleds. So.
Oh man! So we've been talking about the 25 858. That was kind of surprise release for all that to get to drop this week. You're historically a big Arctic Cat fan, to put it mildly. What do you think about all this?
I think I'm excited. It's about time. Like, I've been waiting 15 years. It's kind of like, waiting 30 years for the Cowboys to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I really am. So it's good. It's good for competition. Keeps Polaris and Skidoo on their A game, and it's a good thing. And the sleds look sick.
Did you take out the catalyst? Did you take out the catalyst today, or has that just been like the other?
And it was blowing the turbo's doors off left and right. So no, I took the Polaris boost today.
Okay.
So yeah,
Gave
but
the catalyst a break.
Yep.
Yeah, finally let the catalyst cool down, right?
Yeah.
You've been on that 600 a lot this season. Talk about that. How's that been?
It's a good chassis. I'm impressed. We were up to a cabin here a couple weeks ago, and the snow was crappy, and everybody else went ice fishing, and so I went and just pounded some trails for 20, 30 miles, and I was actually impressed with the chassis, how it handled. I've never been impressed with the monorail on a trail, but I don't know if it's the chassis and the monorail working together so well. But I was impressed, to be honest with you. So, and it could have been the coilover shocks versus the floats that I'm used to. But overall, the chassis works. So
Nice.
it's a good thing.
Well, we might bump you. I think somebody cooler just called.
Who's calling?
That's fine.
Oh, Dave just tried to call. So we might have to bump you, Kerbs.
Dude,
That's all right.
Somebody cooler just tried to
he
call.
just ignored McClure for you, Kerbs. I mean, that's pretty.
I did. I gave him the red button. But
Wow.
Well, it's my bad. I didn't make it down there. My plan was to be back here by 1:10, and then make it, and it was almost happening, and it didn't.
Well, nobody here ever thought you were going to make it. So,
Yeah.
but you did successfully change the time of the show by an hour, which screwed up everybody else's day.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
You got that.
I knew Josh wasn't doing anything, so it didn't affect him.
I know Justin was busy today. I saw him at Home Depot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll let you go, Kerbs.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Yep. All right. Okay, we're gonna.
Oh, that sucks. I know we had deep snow today.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was
Just
good Tuesday.
Yeah.
fresh
Oh.
and bottomless. All right, we are switching right over here to.
Did you push your button?
The button's on, yeah. And I'm glad you caught that one, man. I don't pay attention to this stuff. Dave McClure, how are you doing?
Are you at Island Park right now?
No, we're not.
Don't talk about Island Park right now.
Are you, Dave?
I am.
Dave, you're live on the show. We've got Justin and Broc here. We just got off the phone with Todd Tupper. We wanted to talk to you about the 858. You know, this was all dropped on us surprisingly quick here this week. We didn't really expect it to go live like this, but
Well,
you're up there riding it.
Yeah, you're calling me at the perfect time. I just got off it like 20 minutes ago.
All right. Well, tell us all about it.
It's what we've been waiting for. Lightweight chassis that works really good with big power. I'm pumped because we've been waiting patiently for this sled, and it's legit. It's everything it's supposed to be.
So when you say big power, what do you mean?
I mean, it pulls like a freaking freight train on the trail.
You know how many people just spit their drink out right
Yeah.
now? Like, oh yeah, yeah.
So I'll tell you this. I don't know if the sleds were calibrated right, but we got back mountain riding and they threw us on some RXCs, and Riley and we were doing 120 miles an hour on the RXCs, and we were like, we don't like trail sleds, but we were having a blast riding them on the trails. So,
Man, that's so the 858 on a mountain sled. So I'm guessing you're riding everything: Mountain Cat, Alpha One, Snow Pro, 2.6
Yeah.
track, 3-inch track, 154, 165. Like you've been on everything this week.
yep, even a 165.
So what do you think about that 165? Because that's something we did not get with the 600.
Yeah, I was racing Todd Tupper. Well, I mean, you know how it is. We weren't like technically racing, but we were going across this uphill meadow, and you know, you look over to your side, and instantly it's a race. And he was on the 165, and I was on a 154 2.6, and he was gaining on me pretty easy with that 165. So, you know, for the guys that want, you know, this just fast, you know, deep powder machine, that 165 was pretty impressive.
So what kind of snow have you been in this week? I mean, it's obviously dumping. It's been pounding you guys up there. What's the snow condition like?
It's 3 feet, maybe 4 of like just fresh deep powder, was near zero base.
So is that a McClure 3 to 4 feet, or is that a real 3 to 4 feet?
That's a full on 3 feet. Like get the ruler out. So
The yardstick, huh?
uh-huh.
That's a
awesome.
full meter, as Tony would say.
That's awesome.
So is this 858? Is this a bottom end motor? Is it mid range? Where's it strong?
Seems to pull hard all the way through. I mean, Riley, he was riding the 146 across the field, and he's like, dude, I can get this thing to stand up on its end and wheelie as long as I want it to.
Nice.
So, like on the flats, like right over by your cabin.
Jump in with any questions you guys have. I'm just.
I don't
throwing
have.
stuff
I
off the
just.
top of my
I
head.
just want to
I
go
know, I'm
ride
just
it. I'm
fascinated.
sitting
I'm
here
just like,
smiling.
that sounds fun.
I'm just
I think-
living through Dave right now.
I mean, what are some key differences between the 600 and the 858? I guess maybe.
Yeah, Riley and I, we were talking about that today on the hill. We were just like, remember last year at the photo shoot? Like we were just, you know, trying to get the 600 to look cool and, you know, get skis out of the snow. And now it's just on demand. It's just, you just crack the throttle open and it's just, you know, pretty much flipping over backwards.
Nice.
So Riley's going to post a video probably maybe any minute now of him doing bow ties for a minute straight.
Is he right there by you?
No, he's not.
No.
He's in his hotel room. But yeah, he literally he's like, Dave, grab your cell phone. We gotta post something. Everyone wants to see this thing run.
Yeah.
And so he just was like, I'm gonna do as many bow ties as I can hold on to. And he got done. And I'm like, dude, that was a minute, like a minute straight of bow ties. So
That's perfect for Instagram, right?
yeah, and it was all within 100 feet of me. So
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So, or were you going to
No,
say
go ahead.
something? Talk about the
I
responsiveness.
like how you guys don't give me any heads up. You just literally just, hey, answer your phone.
I told you yesterday. I told you yesterday what I wanted to do. I kind of gave you a heads up. You got about the same heads up my wife gets whenever I have some plan. There's no context, no plan. Just, hey, Dave, you're on the air.
That's
Hey, you called. You're here.
right.
So, how responsive is this motor? Talk about it compared to the 800 C-Tech.
I can give a really good comparison about that because I have an 800 C-Tech in my Catalyst. And so then I went from riding that, and then the next day hopped right onto the 858. And instantly I was like, man, this thing's got more legs. Like it just pulls harder. It's a classic Arctic Cat motor from the bottom to the top. It just is just pulling super hard.
How does the sled handle and just feel? So we've tried to bridge the gap comparing the 600 Catalyst to everybody else's 850s or the 600 Catalyst to the 800 old chassis. But now there's an 858 Cat that we can compare to an 850 Skidoo, 850 Polaris, 800 Z-Tech,
Compare it to the 9R.
9R. Yeah, but we haven't ridden it yet. We were supposed to ride it Monday. We're going to sneak up there and get some seat time on it. But just from your opinion, all your mod sleds, your turbos, just how does this thing stack?
I had a guy this year that was riding, I think he was riding a new boost, and then he got on the Catalyst and he's like, man, this thing just feels so small. It just feels like a tiny little snowmobile beneath me. And so imagine that then with big power. The other day when I was riding with Boondock Nation, I was on my 8 Stalker, and I mean I was right there with Long Track Jack and Dylan on their turbo Skidoos. It wasn't that I wasn't hating life being on, a stock 800. And I was like, I mentioned this to those guys on that day. I was like, if Keith Curtis was riding a stock 800 right now, he'd be so pissed off. And now I'm like so pumped to be riding a stock 858. I guess with that being said, it works well for what it is. It works amazing. I mean, the 600 Catalyst is keeping up with big, displacement sleds. So the 858 is, I'm not going to say it's going to beat a stock turbo, but a guy on an 858 riding with guys with turbos, he's still going to be having fun.
So would you say it's going to be the king of the natural aspirated?
I would say, yeah.
Talk about the power to weight ratio. Like this is, we haven't weighed one yet. We're going to go weigh all of our stuff next week and try to find a couple Catalyst 6s to weigh. And then you can do the math because this 858 motor is 3 pounds lighter. But talk about the power to weight compared to, what you've been used to on the 600 or on the 800 in the old chassis.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of years I've taken, lightweight as much as I could with my Pro Climb sleds and, putting belt drives and everything. These things feel lighter than my mod sleds stock.
Is that I mean, obviously the sled is light, it's really light, but it's got really low CG, so it just handles it handles really well, I'm guessing. I mean, the 600 handles phenomenally. I can only speculate on what the 858 handles like.
Yeah, and I was putting SSI front ends on and stuff in the past just to get it, to be a little more consistent and easier side hilling. This sled is just dialed. Like I just love it's so predictable on its side. You know, there is today that we found some spots where there was a lot of, you know, old tracks and stuff, and it just goes right through there. Taylor Peck, you know, she's tiny, and she was riding the sled super good today. You know, in these conditions where, you know, you're going right through this 3 feet of brush to the trees and rocks and everything underneath. And yeah, I mean, it's just a predictable chassis for sure.
Nice. You guys have any more questions before we let you go? So what would you, how would you sum this up? What would you like to say to all the Arctic Cat faithful that have stuck with you for the last 12 years, 13, 14 years through this previous model?
Well, I think, unfortunately, I think there's been a few of those guys, those loyal Arctic Cat guys, that got tired of waiting, and they jumped ship, and life hasn't ever been the same since. They've been like, oh man, I'm an Arctic Cat guy at heart, but I'm riding this other brand, and I think they're going to come back. I think this sled is. The engineers have done such a good job on this sled. I'm so pumped for everyone to ride it because it's going to bring a lot of people back, and it's going to, you know, the faithful guys that didn't jump ship, they're going to be pumped to ride it.
So get in line for your spring order, right?
Yeah, I think you probably should have one ordered already, or you're not going to get one.
Get your name on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing is the dealers are already filling their orders right now. So
I talked to one dealer that's already got, I think he said $8,000 or $9,000 deposits already for a 2025, and they can't even order them yet.
Yeah. You just wonder what notebook they're writing all this down in, where they're putting the cash.
Like Rob used to say, they're going to be like a KTM 300, like unobtainium. Like Rob actually told Arctic Cat that we needed to make sleds like that, and here they are. They're doing it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what sled would you order? Which of the 3 858 models and track links and everything would you order if you were picking one?
That's for sure if I had one sled to choose, I'd pick the blue with the QS3 air shocks because that sled comes with the G8 display. That's something we haven't even talked about. That Garmin, you know, display the gauge is awesome. You know, it tells you everything. It tells you more than you probably really need to know. Like the map and the tracking, and you can see everybody in your group, you know, like Skidoo and Polaris has had. But that's a sweet gauge. So that, unfortunately, the only model you can get on the mountain sleds with the G8 display stock is the blue one. So I'd get that. And I don't know, I'm okay with pull starting a sled, so I'd get the non-E-Start 154 3-inch blue and black with the air shocks.
Hey Dave, speaking of the pole start, how is pulling that 858? Because the compression of the 800, it had a lot of compression, so it was pretty hard to pull, you know, compared to, you know, say the Polaris or whatever. How was the pull on this one?
I mean, you can't be a pussy. You got to pull it.
I love it.
Oh man, that's why you got big shoulders, Dave.
I'm glad you asked that, Broc.
I just know I've had so many people be like, it's so hard to pull that 800. It's got so much compression. I mean, I was a cat guy. Still am a cat guy. And it didn't bother me at all, you know. But Mama didn't raise no pussy, so I mean,
I don't think it's definitely no harder than the 800. They've probably done some routing and stuff to make it easier, but I don't think it's definitely not harder than the 800.
Nice.
So,
all right. Well, we'll let you go. I'm sure you got phone calls to make and people to go do autographs for up there.
Yeah, we gotta go to dinner and then hit the hot tub. So.
Nice.
How long are you up there?
We're gonna shoot tomorrow and then we're done.
Then you're done.
So
nice. You taking one of these home with you?
I wish. I think that was the plan, but I'm kind of hearing not. I think February for sure. I think I get to take one home.
Yeah.
So
I think we do too, and we're gonna hold them to it. Yeah, we're gonna make up. We're gonna make up for some of this lost time in January.
Yeah, well, winter's finally showed up, so maybe we'll just have a late winter.
Maybe. Yeah, watch this snow stick till June. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Dave McClure, thanks for your time. Thanks for picking up the
Yep.
call, even though you had no idea what you were doing.
See you, DMZ.
Good to see you. Good to talk. See you guys.
Later. Bye. All right, guys, we'll wrap this show up there. Thanks to Todd Tupper, Bruce Kerbs, Dave McClure, Justin Stevens, and Broc Genta. Thank you guys for coming in, making the drive. Sacrificing another day on the mountain like Kerbs did, and actually showing up, and pulling through for us, and being here when it counted.
Yeah.
All right. Check out these shows on the SnoWest Magazine YouTube channel and all popular podcast platforms. Again, thank you to 320 Guest Ranch and to Polaris Snowmobiles. Talk to you later, guys.